I love good government. I'm a good government advocate. I really, really appreciate those people who uphold the Constitution, those people who are looking at government and understand how they should be operating. People like Davey Crockett. Davey Crockett was an awesome congressman. And when he was in Congress, there was another, I can't remember the story exactly, but there was somebody, one of their peers, that their house burned down or something. Maybe it was the widow of one of the congressmen or something like that. And they were all deliberating, should we build them a new house? And Davey Crockett took a stand and was like, no, that's not what our government money is for. The charities and pleasures and things like that in the community needs to come from the people itself. Let the community put it together. Let them organize their nonprofits. Let them do things to make their community even better in their particular areas and stuff. And there's just way too much where people are like, oh, let's just have the government do it. And that's where I was talking about that government is demanding reliance more and more on people, and they're doing that with a carrot. Like, look at this. Look at what we can do this for you.
So much more convenient. This is safe. This is whatever.
Yeah, they are. And it's only going to cost you this much if you do it. And and so, but then you have the feds that come in and they're like, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to bring in this money, and it's going to make your community so amazing. And there's politicians that will absolutely gain. Maybe it'll benefit their business. Maybe it'll benefit. And let me mention right now, I have nothing to gain from a city council. In fact, it's possible I might have to let one of my businesses go because of being on city council. I'm not getting anything. I don't have a product to sell. I just don't.
Gaining popularity does nothing for you. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Like,
it's making it harder for me.
Exactly. It makes it harder for you. It's making it, and I'm not even saying it's a terrible thing that some people are going to benefit off of it. I mean, I would rather them not, but the fact is you are definitely not.
Yeah.
And other people will inevitably.
One of my best friends, his father, I'm not going to say their names on this, but his father was like a high level planner in the city about, 25, 30 years ago or something. And his father would come home and be like, hey, I know of a project that's coming in. And if you were to go buy this land right now, you and your buddy, you guys would be millionaires within the next 10 years. And they're like, oh, where is it, Dad? He goes, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling anybody.
Right.
That's the kind of guy I wish would have been on city council.
Right. Right.
They don't do that. But they're like, oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden you see their businesses getting contracts that would...
I mean, it goes all the way up the flagpole. Like, I mean, we can get sidetracked here for a minute, but it's like, think of all the stocks that all the Congress controls, right? And it's like, maybe it's at a smaller scale locally, right? Yeah. But all that happens, and it's at the post office. I joke all the time when they have, like, you got to buy their uniforms, right?
Yeah.
And now their uniforms are like $70 for a shirt and $90 for a pair of pants.
Yeah, right.
But you have to buy there. And so my joke's always like, well, whose cousin got the contract to make these clothes? Right? Like, what high up person, or the mailboxes. You have to buy the mailboxes that are approved by the post office. And it's like, well, who's making those mailboxes? What company got that contract?
And at the same time, that private company that's making the mailboxes, they have the right to do that.
Yeah.
If government is making decisions that are dumb, and it's natural or organic for you to move into that, that's capitalism. I'm a capitalist. At heart, I understand that, but no person should be going into government to compete against the private sector. Oh my gosh, because the private sector has no chance at competing against somebody who's in government.
Right.
That's not okay.
Right.
They shouldn't absolutely not do that. And it's happened. It's happened to me. I've had that happen. It's actually currently happening right now to me with something I'm not going to go into right now, but I can't compete with the government on one of my businesses. And they're completely more powerful than me, and in that area. And but what I was saying about the feds, like they'll be like, hey, we'll give you this money. It's going to improve your community. It's going to do this amazing stuff for you. And then the community takes that money and then implements it, and it creates a new bureaucracy in order to regulate that or to make that work. And they're like, look how awesome this is, brings on employees and stuff like that. And then that Fed money stops. Now it's almost impossible to get rid of that new bureaucracy. And so you have to find money. And so now they're looking at, we got to raise taxes because we got to keep these employees going right here. And it's not that the people asked for it. The feds said, here, do this. Here's this money, take this. And then they have to keep writing grants. And then those grants are going to get more and more strategic in tightening the noose on that little community. You want the money this year? Well, you're going to have to agree to this, whether it's protecting fish so they don't get sunburned.
Yeah.
I can say it. I know that it's happening out there, and I know our water conservancy district are dealing with these kind of things. And like literally we're spending money because the feds are concerned about those kind of things, like fish getting sunburned. It's like, we gotta let the water go in the dam and get it all mixed up and muddy so that the fish can have shade through the mud and not just go under trees or something or find a water.
This is a real thing.
It's absolutely a real thing that was going on this year even.
Oh my gosh.
That's the bureaucracy I'm talking about.
Right.
It's like, no, we can't just go along to get along anymore. It might be painful, but I'm going to be an advocate of helping us find a way to cut the bureaucracy down. And that's what people keep saying. People are like, well, what are you going to do when you're in city council? Well, there's some things, and it's going to be ordinances. I'm going to help realign our ordinances to protect our values, because you can. That's what a city council is supposed to be creative. That's the creative board to come up with, how do we do this? And then we'll establish our ordinances to protect our values. And then, to answer the question, what am I going to do? It's what I'm going to not let the government do.
Right. You're going to protect us. Right.
Yeah, that's it. And if they don't want to elect me for that, then I don't want to be there.
Good point.
And on that note, we live in an area that I believe majority of the people have my school of thought.
I agree.
And they want me to represent. I mean, just like I would absolutely want somebody that has my school of thought like that to represent me in my city council. I would absolutely vote for somebody like myself because I know the values,
Right.
And so somebody who doesn't hold those values, well, that's too bad. And I'll hear you out. Like I said, I want to hear, because maybe there's something I don't know, but I'm here to represent what the majority of the people want. And if I get elected in, it's because that's what they wanted. And I'll represent that. If it was opposite, I wouldn't want to represent them. If the majority of the people don't want that, then I don't want to be that person representing.
Right. Well, I think in knowing you and the history that you and I have had, I've always wanted you to kind of be more of a personality that people can see. Mm-hmm. And like we've raised a little bit of money, tried to help you raise money in different things with your.
You have literally saved some lives.
Well, thank you.
Based on what you did.
I don't
say that lightly, because I am a person that has accountability and literally has saved lives because of my work. Families, saved families. And you help make that possible. And that's part of my pain of running for city council. It's like, man, I've been securing freedom for people immediately, and I'm still going to. I'm never going to stop that.
Well, this is what I wanted to get into, so you're segueing it right to what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So, go.
And now I'm going to have to fight like crazy to gain an inch of freedom in a mile,
Right?
in city council, and whatever. That's what feels most right now. This is the new mission. And here we go. Let's see if the people want me to do it. If they will, then I will absolutely work my guts out to do what I'm saying right now.